on to your part, or is that on to? There's a little bit of space in the back.
Decks in locations shown on the plans posted in the main deck accommodation. Lifeboats and other life-saving appliances are located on the boat deck and, if required, will be lowered by the crew to the water with clearly marked boxes and instructions for their use are shown on all passenger decks. To don a life jackets. While on board the Moying, please ensure that there is no
Everybody get page 10 and 11 set. Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, it's a long hard day, isn't it?
Next, please.
For you to about 120 bushels. Yeah, so usually moving the grain was the fastest part of the process. It was all the paperwork, weighing the grain, taking samples, doing your moisture test. That stuff is really where your time was spent.
This is kind of like your farm in your farm.
Well, it was pretty good. I think so.
They have to burn the metal and then
Water source when ready for your trial on these journeys. Choose one, please. Very good. Very lucky for McDonald's. Of course you'd be lucky over yourself.
that our notorious thief and murderer has sought refuge in this very house.
I should hope so. People are beginning to doubt that the Royal Northwest Mounted Police are competent.
What? I agree, yes, an escape of this sort does cast a blemish on the Royal Northwest Mounted Police. But today I am confident that stain will be removed with his recapture.
Well, if he's even in there at all, which is highly unlikely.
Well, my sources tell me he is near. In fact, I can just picture that face.
There he is! Constable!
Oh, well, he's certainly up there.
Wait, and you just left him there? Oh, for Pete's sake, I'll go get him and
Miss Belton, no, I can't have you go up there. He's barricaded himself upstairs. I heard breathing in the darkness and I turned to see his pale face.
What was that?
Well, I started up the stairs and he discharged his firearm at me.
There!
Thankfully, it just
Shoot him
shattered my leg.
Come back before target practice, Mountie.
Oh, Castle, you murderous skunk!
Hey, you wound my feelings. That started me going into bad company. Drinking, gambling, and the first thing I knew, I was looking out behind the bars. Take my advice.
It's actually a mine word, which means spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the neatest thing.
You know what's really amazing about this? Over in Australia, all the way across the world, and they would have different kinds too. Some would have a little bone sticking out, and then they would have a counterweight on here, a little stone, eh? So I had a kind of a really neat story here. I don't know if many tourists would actually want to see it, but we had like about how he was watching in exact same thing what I'm doing over in Australia.
Yeah.
Aborigines were doing it, eh? And all of a sudden, a kangaroo went running by, and he said in his language, "My dinner," and he threw it, and he got it on the run.
Really?
It horrified the audience, but I mean, but that's amazing.
And then once we came into contact with Europeans, they introduced horses to us. So then that's when we started using the bone and arrow. And then because we were able to ride up beside them and we could just shoot, so these would be some of the arrows that we would use. And do you know what obsidian is? So obsidian is usually...
Also, this one here would be used for what they would call fire runners. So the little kids would watch an older guy make the fire. You know how they rub the sticks? And so that's how they learn by watching. But once he got that fire started, they would use this to scoop up the hot ashes and start other people's fire.
Okay.
You flip it around. What you're trying to do is make that stone thinner and thinner, okay? So if you get it down to something like this, your next tool is called a pressure plate curve. Once again, it's antler tine. And this is where you go in and down, in and down. You flip it over and do the same thing. And what that does, it starts to give it an edge, but it also keeps it straight, because it needs to fly straight, right? And so we put them on spears, knives, and what we used to tie it on was called sinew. It was the tendons within the muscles, very strong. It was so strong we used it to string on the bow and arrow as well too.
From what animal?
The buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, but you can use them. You can use the tendons on any animal, but the buffalo is the strongest. Though, eh?